massive 2.5 weeks away. You've got some pre-games before the actual season starts. What are you looking to take away from it before the season gets underway?
I think it's the unknown of the pre-season and where we really, sit and how much progress we made from, last season. Going to the Blitz is always a nervous time for every team. New players, new systems. You make some adjustments from last season, and you just don't really know until you get to confront, your opponents up there of how much progress you've made in the off season. So, I know we're really looking forward to getting to the Blitz. We've talked about a couple of areas that we really want to focus on, and not actually related to game results, because it still is the early part of the pre-season for us, obviously with the Singapore trip.
What are, I guess, some of those things you said? There's some things that you really want to work on. What are some of those things?
Yeah, I think we're just really focused on our team, how our team functions, how our bench functions, how we function on the floor as a group in stoppages of play, and just the connectivity that we feel like has been really good for us over 3 years. We want to continue that.
Are there any teams in the Blitz that usually bring the A game that the need to have?
I think everybody's just trying to figure it out. It's an interesting time when new imports come in and teams change considerably, and there's been a lot of turnover. And we've even had 3 new DPs come into our group. So just bringing those guys into our training environment, all right, is a challenge. And to make everything function with new players in, I think every team goes through that. So you don't really know where you sit, and every team's got to feel the same at the Blitz.
I'm sure you're expecting it, but what's it like going in being the hunted now this season?
Yeah, I think that's in every sport, that teams that win a championship, have got to confront that stuff. And, Scott's done a great job of just back to work every day. I know they're cliches, but I think every sport is the same, and we're no different at the Jack Jumpers. We've had great success over our 3 years, but it's probably because we're focused on just the daily training environment and just winning today. And we've been very good at that, and the players have been very good at executing that.
So who are you looking forward to seeing first on the scene from the Jackies? Who's really going to sort of take it away over these next couple of weeks?
I don't know whether it'll be the next couple of weeks, but I'm excited to see Will Magnay coming back off the Olympics and healthy, and he'll be there right from the start of the season. And we saw the impact that he had, late in the season last year when he got back to full health late. He's a very, very powerful part of our group, and one of the elite players of the league. And for him to have a clean run at a full season right from the start, coming off the back of a very, very good Olympics and his first Olympic campaign, that excites our whole club.
And the imports as well, how well have they sort of slotted into the playing group as well? So we've got some returning ones, but...
Yeah, I think Milt and JC are obviously elite basketball players at this level, and they slot in very, 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 very easily. They're very connected, and I've even done more work in this first 3 weeks about being more connected as a combination on the floor at practice. And Craig's, he's come from the G League where he spent a lot of time, and it's going to take him a while to acclimatise to a group that's been together the core group's been together for a while. So he's going to have to sort of fit in and just play his role, and he'll do that adequately.
And the leadership group as well. Talk to us about the 3. Clint returning the 4th time. You've got Fabs, who's and he spoke very highly of Milt and that. Tell us about the 3 and the role they have for the group.
Well, I think the Clint Steindl factor is, as everybody knows, just the rock bed of our basketball club, and has been from day one. And he continually brings that group together. He leads the meetings, but he doesn't be the loudest voice. I think that's the greatest thing about Clint. He gives everybody else a platform to talk. And Milt's just starting to, evolve. He's a very quiet man, Milt, but he has unbelievable knowledge. And I think Fabian touched on that earlier. So Milt's very much a game leader. When things are happening out on the floor, everybody else in that gymnasium won't see it, but Milt Doyle picks that stuff up, and that becomes very impactful for our group. And he's actually come back a much more vocal leader at practice as well, where normally Milt's he's doing his job. He's become very, very impactful in these first couple of weeks. And Fabian, I'm really proud of Fabian in terms of his growth and his impact in meetings, and he touched on that earlier. His ability now to see things, share it. He's got great knowledge of our system, doesn't keep it to himself. So that impacts the group even more. So we have very vocal leaders, but all in different ways.